everybody, welcome back to Casey's Test Kitchen. Today we're going to be making Bananas Foster cupcakes. Bananas Foster are basically boozy caramel bananas. I'm not going to be using real booze for this recipe, but it is a recipe inspired by Bananas Foster, so stay tuned. To make these amazeballs cupcakes, I'm going to show you what we're going to need. We are going to need 1.5 cups of flour, 4 overripe bananas, 113 grams or 1 stick of unsalted melted butter, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 eggs, and 3/4 cups of brown sugar. So before I forget, also 1 teaspoon of rum aroma and a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, let's get started. I have preheated my oven to 350 Fahrenheit, which is 175 degrees Celsius. And the first thing I'm going to do now is mix my dry ingredients and whisk these together. Okay, that's all. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mash my bananas with a fork. Doesn't have to be completely perfect. And they are already very soft, so shouldn't be difficult to do. Basically, they almost already mashed in the skin. And now I'm gonna add the rest of my ingredients to my bananas, which is the sugar, the eggs, the butter, and the extracts. And you could have used a masher for this if you had one to mash the bananas, but it's not a disaster if you don't have one. Butter. And my rum aroma, which is going to be 1 teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. My teaspoon wasn't completely full. And a half a teaspoon of vanilla. Now I'm just gonna mix this together until everything's incorporated. That's good enough. Now all I'm going to do is add in my dry ingredients. That's how easy this is. I'm just gonna mix until everything comes together, and no longer than that, because I don't want them to be tough. Okay, and now I have a 12-piece muffin tin that I just lined with liners and sprayed with some non-stick spray. And all I'm gonna do is evenly divide my batter between these 12, and then I'm gonna stick it into the oven for 20 to 25 minutes, or until you can insert a toothpick in the middle and it comes out clean. And by the way, I don't have any toothpicks. I always use a knife to do that. So I feel like everyone always says toothpick, and then I'm like, I don't have any toothpicks. But a knife works fine. I filled my cupcake muffins sort of evenly. I kind of eyeballed it. I don't know why they call it eyeballing it. It's not like you stick your eyeball on it. But anyway, I'm going to put it in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. And I'll show you what they look like when they are ready and cooled down. Hello everybody, welcome back. Okay, my cupcakes were in the oven for 25 minutes and then I let them cool completely overnight actually, which is totally fine because they're still nice and fresh. And you may notice the lighting is a little bit different. And that's because we got our studio lighting in today. Yay! Anyway, I'm going to show you what we're going to need to make the icing to go with these cupcakes, which is going to be a caramel icing because bananas Foster are caramelized bananas. Okay, so let's get the caramel part of this recipe down. What you're gonna need is about 2 cups of powdered or icing sugar, which is about 250 grams, and 3/4 sticks of butter, which is at room temperature, so it's completely soft, and that's about 80 grams of butter that I've got there, and then some of my wonderful, amazing homemade caramel sauce to add the caramel flavoring. Okay, so let's get started on this shindig. So first thing we're gonna do is put the softened butter into my mixer. And then I am just gonna, whoops, sorry. Okay, now I'm just gonna put my mixer on medium speed until the butter becomes pale and fluffy. So my butter looks about right. My mix is actually a little bit too big for this little amount of butter. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add in the powdered sugar. Actually, I'm going to put it on a low speed and add in the powdered sugar. And I have this handy dandy little piece that you can put on so that it doesn't all... I can't explain it in words, just this. So I'm going to put my icing sugar in. Okay, now that it's mixed in slightly, I'm just going to crank up the speed a little bit so that it can get incorporated properly. This is what my icing looks like right now. I mixed in my powdered sugar until the point where actually it looks like I added in too much powdered sugar and it's sort of hard, the icing, but that's because my caramel sauce is liquid and I want to add about 1/4 cup of that. So I'm gonna add the caramel sauce in and then you'll see what it looks like when it's there. Okay, so my icing's ready. And I put it into a piping bag, and now I'm just gonna pipe a nice little twirly thing on the cupcake. Okay. My cupcakes are done. I just took a banana and I put my caramel in the microwave for about 15 seconds. I cut the banana into little slices and I put them on top of the cupcakes, on top of the icing, and then I drizzled the caramel over because if you put it in the microwave it becomes pretty fluidy. Anyways, they look amazing. I cannot wait to taste one. I don't know which one to take. This one's very ugly. Okay, so what happened here is that it's exactly enough icing for 12 cupcakes. But I made a mistake on the first cupcake and I started piping the icing wrong. So then I had to go over it again and I used way too much icing for the first cupcake. So I had I needed this much more for the last cupcake. Anyway, it doesn't matter, they still look pretty amazing, even the ugly ones. I'm gonna choose one. Which one? This one. Look at this beauty. Now, the true test. Time to taste. I'm gonna take this disgusting liner off this always happens to me. The cupcake liners, they get soaked in the oven and then it just looks gross, no matter how pretty your cupcake liner is. Now it looks even better. It's very moist. I can already feel it. Okay, here I go. Of course, it is amazing. You can just see how wonderful and moist that cupcake is. You can see the banana in there. And the icing is amazing, which if you guys watch my videos, you know that I love my caramel sauce and it tastes like my caramel sauce. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and of course subscribe to my channel to see more recipes. I'm gonna eat this cupcake now because it's very delicious. The rum isn't overpowering, it just makes it taste rich. I just wanted to tell you guys that before I say goodbye. Goodbye.